Good morning. Coffee Taste Review at casualtalkradio.net. My name is Leister. Here is my special one that I promised, the one that's going to probably shock you, and some people might be disgusted by it. I don't think so, but this one, I'm excited to review it. I wanted to take some time first before I got to this one. This one is unique for me as a straight coffee, and apparently it's offered as whole bean, which surprised me, and I'm going to have to check that out. The coffee is Door County coffee. And Door County, it's a decaf blend. It's called Cherry Creme. Notes of sweet cherries with creamy vanilla. The smell, this is pre-ground. The smell of it, cherry bonbons, easy. Chocolate covered cherries, easy. That's what hits you. It's obvious. Even after you brew it, that same sensation comes at you. The vanilla is probably hidden by, I'm assuming when they say the cherries that it's the, like, I don't want to say not maraschino, but kind of the deeper cherries, the sweeter cherries, maybe. But chocolate is what I sense. I don't smell vanilla. I smell straight chocolate in what comes at you, both pre-ground, ground, and then the brewed coffee. So I was interested in this one because I'm like, cherry coffee, cherry coffee, cherry coffee. Is that going to taste like something? I don't know. Immediately after I taste it, I'm like, it literally is cherry and coffee and tastes like, chocolate covered cherries without the sweet sensation. It's a sensation of chocolate and cherries together without the sweetness. I know it's hard to imagine it, but it's like, it's straight up is, if you took away the creamy texture and you took away the sugar, you'd end up with this coffee. It's true to what it describes in what you should expect in the taste sensation. I would say though, this is one of those, I can drink it black. It's smooth, low acidic. It doesn't have any sort of nasty aftertaste. It does have an aftertaste, which is the cherries. The cherries does linger around a bit. So if that bothers you, you might avoid it. But I will say this is one of those coffees where I don't know that I would tolerate drinking it black or even non-sweetened for an extended period. I would probably not drink more than 1 cup of this a day. And even then, I might even say it's like a weekly, thing. I wouldn't repeatedly drink it because I think I would get tired of it faster. This is one where I can kind of say probably should add a sweetener if you can tolerate it. And let's say it's one of those Coffee Mate or International Delight sweeteners versus cane sugar. The cane sugar, I think, I don't think it would ruin the flavor, but it would lose some of that true to life flavor. It wouldn't, I don't think, taste the same as the chocolate covered cherries that the base tastes like. And you'd want to supplement it, I'd say, with like a sweet cream, like with International Delight's sweet cream. Creamer, I think, would be really good on something like this. I would not do hazelnut. Irish cream might be good to go, perhaps. Maybe one of the caramel macchiato creamers that might work as well. There's a Cold Stone creamer that I think would be really good on something like this. Something that has like an ice cream type of texture to it, or a straight cream type texture to it in the sweet side. So anything that's advertising that it's a sweet treat on the creamer, I think would work well here, including Starbucks' own sweet creamer that they would have. I think a half and half would taste pretty good. I think whipped cream would taste pretty good in this one, because what those are doing is it's accentuating the sensation that you're eating or drinking chocolate covered cherries, which I think is the point of what they're trying to do. But again, I don't know that I would drink it black on a repeated basis within the same day or week. I feels like I would get tired of it easy. If you are lactose intolerant, obviously the half and half is not going to be an option. Some of the liquid creams, maybe, because they have some lactose free liquid creams, I might consider those. And then you're talking about the sweetener, say a stevia. I'm not a fan of those. I'm sorry. And the Splenda. Cane sugar, again, I don't think would work with something like this. But if you are one that wants it sweetened, I do think it would improve the sensation and kind of take you into that space where you are drinking effectively a chocolate covered cherry. But I wouldn't overdo it. I wouldn't go too far with the sweetness because it's like right on the edge where it just needs a little bit of a kick to get it over. I also don't think this is the type of coffee that I would mix with other things in breakfast time. In other words, I would not eat food with this because I think this does just enough with the cherry aftertaste where it would affect your flavor of, say, eggs. I think it would make them taste not as good. That's not a ding on the coffee. It's so opposing to natural breakfast foods. I would drink it as its standalone. I wouldn't drink it as part of breakfast. I wouldn't drink it as part of a meal at all. It's a standalone type of situation. Feels like a morning type of coffee. It feels like a treat type coffee. You know, you're treating yourself to something while you're reading. It's not something I would eat with meals. It's not something that I would consume on a regular basis. It's not something I would consume black on a frequent basis. I drink it black just because I prefer that. But then because of that, I can't tolerate more than 1 cup a week of it. Not because it's disgusting, but because it's such a distinct flavor. I know I would get tired of it if I drink it more frequently. But then if I, spend some days between sips, then I know, okay, I have that craving to try it again and try it again and try it again. I also want to try, because this is pre-ground that I did. Later, I want to try if I grind it myself and it's fresh ground and I can control the coarseness of the ground, I want to see if that changes my perspective of the sensation and the aftertaste. Because I don't know if the aftertaste is because of any sort of preservative or something. I don't think so. I think it's just the nature of what the coffee's doing. I think it's a great cup of coffee and unique for what it is. But it's one of those that I would recommend as a standalone beverage, not with a meal, in my opinion. If you're going sweetener, again, sweet cream I think is good. The caramel macchiato I think is good. The Starbucks straight up creamer, sweetener creamer I think is decent good. If you're going with that, I think anything that's an Irish cream, I think anything that's a creamy sail with it, the Cold Stone one, those I think would be good with something like this. And then just remember the aftertaste of cherries, like even now as I've been talking, it's still there. And I've been talking for a few minutes. So it's not a bad aftertaste. You just have to know that if you're eating something, the aftertaste is going to affect the flavor of whatever it is you're eating. So I would not, under any circumstances, drink this with a meal, my personal opinion.